Today, I'm going to be building the wooden KL90 mechanical keyboard sent to me from Barrett Creative. The KL90 is a gasket-mounted 75% keyboard with a hot swap PCB, double rotary encoder support, and features a left side macro row as well as support for an OLED panel. For the wood finish, I went with the Sakura Artisan case option, which is cherry wood. The kit also comes with a sticker, rubber feet, and gasket strips. To start the build, I put down my work mat from American Haptics and used my Fantic E1 Pro precision screwdriver to open up the case by removing the screws on the bottom. As I mentioned a moment ago, the PCB is a hot swap, but you can also choose a soldered version which can support extra layouts such as ISO and split spacebar. You can also choose from two different plate options, which are FR4 and aluminum. The KL90 is currently in group buy, which I'll have a link for below, but it ends on December 19th, 2022, or until all 300 available slots are filled up. I pulled out the PCB and brought out my stabilizers I brought from Keycap keyboards. I'm going with Owlstabs with the clear housings and gold wires. I really don't want to focus on the lubing and assembly of the stabilizers, but I used 205G0 and didn't add any additional mods. After installing the stabilizers, I used my grease syringe kit from the Keycap company to lube the wires. Next, I'll be adding the included gasket strips to the plate. I just used tweezers to remove the protective film and attach them to the plate tabs like stickers. For switches, I'm going with one of my favorites, unicorn switches from Hippo Keys. If you haven't seen these before, these are linear switches manufactured by Gatoron. They feature transparent polycarbonate top housings, nylon bottom housings, palm stems, and a two-stage spring. These are pre-lubed as well, but I did add switch films to mine as well as 25G0 on the housings and Krytox GPL106 on the springs. First, I want to add a few switches to my plate to help me line it up with the PCB. One thing I noticed on this PCB is that there are several areas where the switches will need to be rotated, so I made sure to note those and added them to the plate in the correct orientation. Next, I placed the plate on top, lined it up, and applied some light pressure to lock the switches in. Then I add the rest of the switches to the rest of the PCB sandwich. I grab my keyboard case and place the PCB sandwich into the bottom. I placed the top back on and closed it up. While it's turned over like this, I also added the rubber feet. So far, I'm really liking how the unicorn switches look with the Sakura wooden case, and it gives me fairy forest vibes. The overall experience building this keyboard so far was super relaxing, and it was nice to work with a PCB that's new to me. Everything I've used so far will be linked down below. For keycaps, I'm going to be using a set that I featured last year, which is the Sakura Michi set from Taihao Keycaps. It has such beautiful packaging that reminds me of a bento box with 4 layers of keycaps. This is one of my favorite sets, and I especially love the gradient color theme and the spacebar. Sakura Michi is a PBT backlit keycap set with an OEM profile, and it contains a total of 141 keys. For Artisans, I went with pink and purple keycaps from my Capsmiths collection. The surrounding areas on this wooden keyboard remind me of a little garden, so that's why I decided to go with this style. I know that this may not be practical, so I may exchange them for my regular Sakura Michi keycaps later on, but for now, these will look pretty nice for photos. And finally, here's the finished build of the KL90 from Barrett Creative, and I decided to call it my Sakura Succulent Garden Keyboard. The sound profile for this build is very unique because of the wooden case, and I think the unicorn switches were a good choice to pair it with in regards to sound and feel. Wooden keyboard kits at this quality are also hard to come by, so I definitely recommend jumping on this group buy before it's too late. Again, everything from this build will be linked down below. As we end the year and go into 2023, I'm experimenting with shorter videos here on YouTube in order to save time in my overall workflow. This is so that I can dedicate more time to builds and keyboard content on my other channels, so hopefully this will also help me share more build videos on here too. If you like this video, make sure to like it and subscribe to my channel for more keyboard builds. Thank you to Barrett Creative for sponsoring this video, and thank you all for your support and for watching!